Good evening. So today we will see two important topics like HTML parsing and URL parsing, and we will actually see what is the debug mode. So actually we have kept debug is equal to true from last two classes, but what exactly this means is like uh, whenever we keep the debug mode is equal to true, actually whenever we change something in the script, we no need to stop the script and again we need to start the server. It automatically change whatever I meant to say, whatever the script changes we have done, it automatically update. So for example, if you see here, I have changed some in the hello.py. I am just changed some of the lines. It actually automatically updated. If we haven't kept this equal to true, then it generally it won't update until unless we stop and restart the server. And we will have an interactive debugger. So whenever there is some mismatch in the function, or whenever we are returning some code, so the syntax will be correct, but there is something missing, or the variable name is not matching with the function variable which we are passing. So this we will see. So for example, just I am stopping it. So now just I'm clearing everything. So just 1 second. I don't want the iframe. I think I should use only this one. So just I'm just deleting this, and whenever just I'm saving, and when I'm running the script again, generally if you see here, we are actually getting debug mode equal to off. So the script will work, but the main thing is like we can't get any debug kind of stuff to debug into the code when there is a some error or some issue happening. But everything will work normally. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry, I forgot to share. Okay, so again, just I'm repeating it again. So whenever generally we have kept debug equal to true by default. But whenever we remove this, why we are keeping debug is equal to true? It is because of uh, automatic reloading. Whenever we change something in the script, we not need to restart the server every time. It automatically take the whatever the changes we have done, and it will automatically load it into the a web page or the web server what we are doing, and we have an automatic debugger. So generally when we are kept, this is will be off. If you see here when we are running, the debug mode is off. Just I am closing, ending this session, and again I am just kept debug equal to true, and then now I'm running the again. So if you see here, the now the debug mode is on, and here the debug is active, and we got a debugger pin also. So here every time we will get a new pin whenever we run. I will show you why we are getting this pin. So now before that, now generally, so yesterday we have seen the routing, right? So generally by default we are giving string and we are just returning. So for example, we want if user has given something in the URL and we want to take it as an variable, so that is also possible. So but how we can write it as a variable? So we have to use the angle brackets, and we have to keep this username, like what are the variable we are using, we have to pass that variable, and we are passing that variable into this user profile, like the function variable function argument, and then we are returning that argument username. So it's like, for example, username. So here what we are using a string, and then we are using the variable. So now whenever we run this one, so now is it loading, is it running? Okay, it is running. So it's a loaded hello world. Now I want here user, after user, if I give size, I will go. Now I will give Sai Kishore. Now, so it is whatever we are giving here, it will come here as a variable. So user is passing variable. So it is here we are getting the same variable. So if we say just given John, and just now it automatically update. So the same thing here, what we defined. So how we are routing URLs, and then how we can use the variables. And for example, we want to convert into a string. Generally, whatever we given, it will take it as a string. But here, if you want to convert that string into some data type, for example, it is integer data type. So now this is the syntax for that. So we are explicitly converting whatever we pass uh, pin code, and it is into integer data type. So here post and the pin code I am giving. So now if I just post, I am giving 533101. So postal, so what we are returning, we are returning the same. So here what we did, so we have converted whatever we are passing it in a integer data type. If I just, so now it is a postal data type. now here, for example, so let's see how the debugger will take care. So for example, there is a missing of this one. I am removing E. Just I am removing E, and now just I am saving it. And if I refresh this here, because we have enabled debug equal to true, here it is actually showing got an unexpected argument pin code. So the pin code here, the pin code is not matching because we have removed it. The variable is not matching. So whenever we run this, yeah. Yeah. So generally, we will get this keyword argument pin code. So post. So the same thing we have. So yeah, because it's straightforward, we are not getting the correct app. So for example, let me just go back again. So now I am pin code and then pin code. I'm just saving it. Now I want to add something, but if I just giving here, I'm trying to what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to add integer to a string. So it will by default it raise a string concatenation error. So whenever I again try to do that, now we will get a different error. Okay, sorry. Okay, so again f string we are converting already to f string, right? Okay. For example, I want just I'm removing f string for now. Pin code plus some uh, because in the f string, because we are already converting to a string, so that's why it is haven't given any error. Now when I load it, so the unsupported operand type is intent string. So here it is actually saying hello world.py. Now why the debugger pin is required? So you can directly open the debugger here, like the Python shell in this frame. So here, because whenever you run some our main website, so if you are running, if someone is trying to debug that code and they should not get the access to the code until unless they have this pin. So that's why this is for security purpose. So what once we done confirm pin, it actually console will be there. So here we can actually pin code. What is the pin code we have got? So what are the variables? So it has opened the Python shell here. So we can directly see this pointing to the main error what we are trying to do. So now just I am I reverted back everything. Now if I just go back and refresh it. Okay, sorry, it got failed. Uh, okay, because there is some this missing, so it got terminated due to syntax error. Whenever it tried to reload, because the server is not running, so it is saying the site cannot be connected. So now the server is running, so we got postal. So now the same thing. So, so as of now, we see only the return statements where we pass variables. So now, if we want to render HTML, so the Flask uh, by default allows this kind of stuff. I meant to say we can actually directly give the HTML tags. So we already seen the H1 is the HTML tags, and it will allow attributes, HTML attributes, and even the inline stylings. It will allow in the return statement. So here what we are doing, we are actually giving H1 heading, and actually I'm trying to display one image which I got from online. So now I just go back, and here what is my URL, HTML underscore test. So it is the image is not loading correctly, but if you see here, we have the image, and we have the heading. So H1 is the heading. So we render the H1 directly from the Python file itself. Directly we are passing, but going forward, we generally don't use this type of written statement, the HTML. We actually use some decorators, and there are multiple templates for the HTML. We use Jinja templates and WT forms going forward. But this is good to know. We can actually have this. So some for example, if I want to display this image address, I am trying. It should generally it is rendering. Yes. So yeah. So we can actually display, actually I want to display Jiffy image, but even this is also fine. It is displaying. So if you want, for example, I want uh, CSS inline styling to move text to send. over here I think just cannot remember the syntax. Let me just as far as I remember this one, let me try to check if it is. So whenever I say it, it is restarting with watching the windows, but not sure it will work. So generally, style equal to inline CSS. I think this, sorry. Okay, second should be having somewhere. Okay, okay. Style equal to, I think we should keep it in. Yeah, now it should work once we have. Okay, now, yeah, got it. Now we have added CSS styling also, so where we have just moved this to this one. Even we can add width and height, for example, to the image. So again, if I just got activated, so I just run again. So we are resizing it, so it was not that much. Yeah. So we can actually style and we can actually do all the HTML rendering in the directly in the Python file itself using decorators and directly routing the URLs, and we can directly pass the HTML tags and what are the stylings we need to apply. We can apply directly for any of the elements. Uh, this. So yeah, so generally GIFs should also be loading. I just want to check why GIFs is not loading. If I just want to load it here, it is actually loading now. So maybe the URL we haven't passed correctly before, that's why it is. I just want this crazy image to load. Share with link. Save. Then I want this to load again. I think maybe due to this it is not. It again got loaded. No. So yeah, here we have. I think this still loading. Not sure why it is taking some long time. Okay, just closing this and it's still loading. Just I'm and I want to run the server again. Now, yeah, once HTML page loads correctly, then GIF also will be loading correctly. Maybe it is taking some time to load. Let me load in Bing. Yeah, in Bing it is fast. So the efficient. Okay, I think that's it for today. Starting here. Okay, then thank you.